Dear all, welcome to Civil Services with ZAKI. Today we are going to start a new video series, and this video series is very basically, if you see, beneficial for the prelims exams as well as mains exams. So as you know, in the previous year various video basically directly related to the prelims and mains examination. So basically today's topic is the permaculture for sustainable agriculture. So today we see what is the permaculture and what are these practices and what are the main features of the permaculture and why it is called a revolutionary agriculture practices. So see what are the main topic. So first we see what is permaculture. Another is, if you see, impact of permaculture on environment. So how these permaculture impacted our environment and basically positive impact. And another thing, what is the benefits of the permaculture. So what are the basics benefits of the permaculture. And another thing, if you see, what are the main goals of permaculture. So why we use permaculture and why it is considered as a revolutionary agriculture practices. Another thing is, if you see, are permaculture and organic farming same? Because if you see, the permaculture also use zero chemicals, means use organic fertilizers and all that, and also organic farming is also use this type of. So what is the distinction between the permaculture and the, if you see here, and organic farming. And another is, what are the finding of new research. So basically, as you know, our video is based on the best research present in the nature and all scientific journal. So we also see what are the new finding of the research about this permaculture. So first we start with the context. So in a joint study with the Baku University, Vienna and IAS PT University of Kyrgyzstan, Germany, has shown the first time that the permaculture significantly improved the biodiversity and soil quality. So these things are greatly improved, biodiversity and soil quality. So and also one thing is the basically great is the carbon storage. So carbon storage, soil quality and biodiversity are greatly impacted by this permaculture. So that's why this type of agriculture proved the real alternative of the conventional agriculture. So see, what is permaculture? What is permaculture? So basically permaculture is an approach to land management and also settlement design. So land or your settlement, it is not just an agriculture, it's a whole care of the biodiversity and all things. So basically it's land resources, people and the environment. So three things: people, environment and your land resources all joined together. So basically if you see the term permaculture was coined by Bill Millison and David Holmgren in 1978. And basically it is this concept came from the permanent agriculture or permanent culture. So see, here is a small animation. See here. So as you know, the current practices for the agriculture, you use huge land and as you know such type of the huge land and produce such type of the global level. So basically if you buy new land, new plots and use just one type of the agriculture like the wheat or rice, and for the basically food purposes, you basically emit more carbon footprint and you clear more such type of the forest. So that's why it is very dangerous for our environment or basically the climate change. So as you know, the recent studies like this you see the various newspapers like the Guardians and the Natures, you read about the climate change and such type of the increase of the wildfire as you know, the recent in the California forest fire and all that. So basically this is due to the climate change. So we need such type of the solution to fight this type of the changes, and this is the permaculture. So if you see, permaculture was coined by these two scientists in if you see the 1978. One is Bill Mollison, it is Bill Mollison, and David Holmgren. So it is Bill Mollison and it is David Holmgren. So if you see here, permaculture, basically permaculture means permanent agriculture. So if you see here, or permanent culture, permanent agriculture or permanent culture. So if you see what is permanent culture or permanent agriculture, as you know, our ancestors basically resided before very if you go to the past, back in the past, so all the humans live in the forest. So basically it is like the forest and human relationship, means environment and human relationship. So basically permaculture is about the rebuilding the much needed relationship with the people, land and the system that support us. Basically these systems like the soil, like the water, like the air, these are the basics for the survival of the humanity. So that's why this is much needed. So it is, if you see the relationship between the people, land and the system that support us. So this is the main philosophy of our permaculture. So let's see another thing. So basically if you see, the permaculture is based on the three ethics: earth care, people care and the fair share. So these things are very significant. So if you see, the fair share means the equal or equitable distribution among the people. So we don't much harm our environment. So as you know, in the recent year, various research across the globe proved that these agriculture practices are very significant for fight for the climate change. And if we use this type of the practices, we can definitely outcome from the such type of the disaster like the Los Angeles fire and all that. So it is the scientific evidence if you prove across the globe. So as you know, in global level, various countries adopted this type of the agriculture, including our India. So such type of the Amazon forest in India. So if you see, in India it is called food forest. So in India it is known as the food forest. So if you see, in India it is called food forest. If you go to the Colombia, it is called sagras. So if you see here, such type of the. So if you go to the Colombia is also known as the sagras. So here is India. India it is called food forest. In Colombia it is also zagras or sagras. Another is if you see, this agriculture is very beneficial for the urban farming. Basically if you use this type of the courtyard and use you can minimize the transport cost. If you minimize the transport cost, it means also you minimize the if you also minimize the carbon emission or carbon footprint. So basically one of the main emphasis of this agriculture is that reduce our carbon footprint. So that's why this permaculture or permanent agriculture is very significant for the humanity, and it's also used for the such type of the city repair project and all that. So that's why it is very significant. So we see the basic principles. So if you see the basic principle, so as you know, three basic main ethics of the permaculture. First is earth care, another is people care, and another is fair share. So all three things basically based on 12 if you see the small principles. One is, if you start or if you want to use such type of the permaculture, you need first observe and interact. So first you need to observe your environment and interact how you modify this type of the environment in a small, so you can mimic the such type of the eco diversity in your own field, a small field. Another is catch and store energy. It is also very significant things, because when energy is abundance, like in rainy season water is abundant, you store water. In such type of the sunny days, you store energy from the sun. So basically, and when you need it, such as the scarcity, or when you need to the water and all that, then use. So it is second. And third is obtain a yield. So your yield or your crop is beneficial for you, because you can't work without the empty stomach. So that's why it is also basically keep in mind this type of the agriculture also beneficial for the peasant or farmer. Another is apply the self-regulation. It is not so kind of the strict regulation like the organic farming and all that. You need such type of the self-regulation and improve, because this agriculture is based on your surrounding environment. Another is use valuable renewable resources. So use and value the renewable resources. And another thing is one of the most important is zero waste. You basically in this concept permaculture, you produce zero waste. Another is design and altered. So also if you need to change the design, you can design such a way so your permaculture is beneficial for you. Another is integer, neither the separation. So you don't separate another things, you can integrate one another things, like the nature integrate our biodiversity and all that type of the ecosystem. So you also need to integrate all things in this agriculture. Another is use a small and slow solution. So what is use and a small and slow? So use such type of the small local level practices. So because all local level environment is different from the so it means you use such type of the microclimate. Another is use and value the diversity. You also use and value the diversity. You such type of the species diversity, you not sown only one, or not dependent on the only one crop like the wheat or the paddy. You only depend on various not only depend on the such type of the monocrop or multicrop. You can also use such type of the fruit, vegetables, all these in the same field. Another is use and is the value of the marginal. So basically marginal here, if you see here 11th point of this, if you see here, marginal means you interact with your neighbor and connect with these practices. So also include this type of the marginal areas. And finally you creatively use and respond to the change. It is very significant. So that's why its symbol is the butterfly. As you see, butterfly In initial, butterfly was a caterpillar and then butterfly. So that's why it is a symbol of change. So you also keep in mind, respond to the changing climate. So it's more resilient practices of all agriculture. So let's see another thing. It is basically three ethics, as we earlier discussed, is earth care, environmental, people care, and fair share. Fair share means fair share in business, livelihood, and all that. So it is socio-environmental, it is socio-economic, and it is economic environmental. All things is linked together. So if you see, this agriculture is a holistic agriculture which include economy, which include our environment, which include our people, basically the fair share. So these things are very, very significant. Another is, if you see, impact of permaculture on the environment. So as you know, this agriculture is practices was earlier various parts of the globe, like the India, Australia, Colombia, and Amazonian area, and all various area across the globe. So impact of permaculture on the environment. So if you see the practices of permaculture in various sectors, could these, so if you see we apply these permaculture in the various sector, it means it is more eco-friendly and sustainable for the coming future. In short, if you see, in short, permaculture is significant for the improvement of our environment, in short. So basically, what are the benefits of the permaculture? So what are the benefits of the permaculture? If you see, it is a huge benefit for the humanity and the environment. So permaculture offers numerous benefits that make it an attractive alternative to the conventional agriculture. First point is cost effective. It is very cost effective because lower expensive due to reduced need for the synthetic fertilizer, pesticides, and machinery. So we minimize the machineries because no carbon footprint. So use no machinery, no pesticide, no fertilizer, synthetic fertilizer or chemical fertilizers. So it means you use local product, local level product, and use local level practices. So it is very, very cost effective. Another is reduce water usage. So efficient water management, like the rainwater harvesting, as the one principle is that catch the energy when abundant and use energy when you need. So it is reduce water. Another is waste reduction. So basically all organic can be composed or repurposed or minimized landfill. It means minimum waste or zero waste. Third thing is enhance soil health. Practices such mulching improve the soil quality. Enhancing the nutrient retention and microbial activity. So it's the benefit of the permaculture is the conservation of the soil, and we can fight the degradation of the soil. So soil health is also very significant for the agriculture. Another is, if you see, biodiversity promotion. So if you see the diverse planting, such type of the food crop, such type of the fruits, such type of the vegetables in only a single field. So it means you mimic the biodiversity in your such type of the small field. So basically, which can lead the healthier ecosystem. So this type of the ecosystem is healthier. So one thing is also what are the main goal of permaculture? So why permaculture is significant, or what are the main goals? So if you see main goals, so for permaculture is influence the individual and business to work conjunction with the nature. So it means work with the nature, not against the nature. Permaculture is work with the nature, not against the nature. Another thing is, main mission of permaculture is to illustrate the importance of species and natural settlement. So it's also a species, whether human species or animal species, and their settlement. So they interact each other, and basically various benefits. And finally, if you see the ultimate goal is to protect the nature and the resources is ultimate goal. Basically, ultimate goal of permaculture is what? Protect the nature and the resources. So another question arises here: are permaculture and organic farming are the same? Because organic farming also say no chemicals, you use all organic form, and permaculture also emphasize on the no chemicals, use organic. So permaculture or organic farming are the same? No, different. So but if you see, both offer alternative to the conventional agriculture practices, yet each have distinct approaches and philosophy. So if you see, they are distinct from each other. So see, what are the differences between the permaculture and the organic farming? Basically, if you see, three clear distinction between the permaculture and the organic. First, the philosophy. If you see the philosophy, permaculture philosophy is emphasize the environmental protection. Remember that environmental protection. Environmental protection and human need, means human need and ecological need. So we also use such type of the modern day need, human need, and also protect our environment. On the other hand, if you see, the core philosophy of the organic farming is eliminating the chemical residues. Only emphasis on the eliminating of the chemical residues, because for organic farming means it's beneficial for the human health. Second is energy conservation. Energy conservation is one of the most important aspects of the permaculture. Basically, if you see, it is a strong emphasis of reducing the carbon footprint. Basically, carbon footprint. So if that's why you use sustainable transport, you use such type of the zero emission local level product, local level. So you design this type of the permaculture at the local level. But in other hand, organic farming involve only shipping produce globally. So such type of the organic produce, as you know, the such type of the organic malls across the globe. So you supply this type of the organic product from India to America and other parts of the globe. So that's why it is very basically, if you see the environmental impact. So despite is a healthy for the human, organic farming is healthy for the human, but it's also enhance our emissions, carbon emissions, and also increase the carbon footprint. So that's why it is different from the permaculture, organic farming. Third thing is waste management. Basically, waste management is also a key aspects of the permaculture. So if you see the permaculture, zero waste. In permaculture, we use zero waste from recycling, reusing, and repurposing. 3 R's. 3 R's principle. So we use 3R principle in the permaculture. In other hand, if you see, in contrast, the organic farming may still use disposable packaging. So this disposable packaging also increase in the waste. And finally, so that's why permaculture and organic farming is quite different from each other. Basically, 3 distinctions is the main distinction. And another thing is, if you see here, this is organic farming. Permaculture. This is organic, this is permaculture. So see here, see, this is organic farming and this is permaculture. Organic farming, you can buy a large field, plow them, but use only organic method, not chemical use. You can use such type of the great field and use such type of the one day one crop like the wheat, like the rice, such type of the area. But in permaculture, you don't only rely on the one single crop. You can use biodiversity, you can increase animal, all things are included in this. In short, you can mimic the environment or your biodiversity. That's why this is different from the organic farming. Organic farming and agriculture, permaculture are quite different. So we see what are the finding of the new research. So why we discuss on this topic, because this topic is also very significant for your main purposes or prelims, both. So what are the benefits of this research? What are the finding of this research? So this research finding, main findings are the following. Number one, according to the new research, soil quality and biodiversity on the permaculture plots were distinctly higher compared to the surrounding conventional agriculture. So soil health, soil quality and biodiversity also benefited in this agriculture practices. Another research found 3 times bird species in the permaculture area in reference area of the conventional agriculture. So it is means you can protect biodiversity by the permaculture. 3 times more bird species. Imagine. Another is soil health. Also 3 times more earthworm. As we know, earthworm is also known as the farmer friends. So 3 times more earthworms higher in permaculture than the conventional agriculture. So also it is higher biomass, soil microorganism. So these type of the increased microorganism and all that, it means you enhance your soil health and also protect soil from the soil degradation. So it is permaculture is one of the major tools we can use for the protect soil from the soil degradation. So that's all are very significant finding of the research. I hope you understand all things. If you want to question regarding this topic, you can please join our test series. Our test series, you can join our main test series or prelims test series. So and also go to our channel for the question of the day. So you can see today's question. So I am really apologize for the delay of this video, such type of the technical problem. So no, this video you can watching at 16th January 2025. Also for Happy New Year for all our student and you. I hope you understand all things. So thanks for watching this video. So thanks a lot. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe and share this video with your colleagues. Thanks a lot.